few weeks ago, I had the wonderful opportunity to go to Devlearn. And if you're not familiar with Devlearn, it is a conference for those in the learning industry, but specifically focused around the tools and the platforms that are used to forward learning and learning development. The conference was amazing. I had the opportunity to both um, volunteer as one of those folks holding signs and answering questions, but also an opportunity to sit and talk with a lot of the vendors there. There were quite a few that really impressed me. I met with some that would do your development for you. You provide them with the tools, you provide them with the talking points, maybe the slideshow, and they will develop the training for you in a SCORM file or provide it directly. And then they will upload that, put that into your LMS, or they provide an LMS of their own so you can work with them directly. Others were all about microlearning and developing tools and developing training that is meant to be consumed directly from your mobile device. It's going to take, 5 or 6 clicks. You get the knowledge, you get the understanding, you get tested on it, and you're done and you move on. This is great for very small products, very small offerings, or maybe just small concepts and developing it out. All this was great. I'm going to be talking about them in more detail. I'll post something on my blog because it's really, really cool what's available from these vendors. The main impression that I got is AI, of course, is everywhere. Everyone's talking about that. Even in the VR space, I was really impressed with a lot of the VR stuff that was out there. But in the ARs, in the AI space, this was really impressive. There were a lot of companies that were all about, utilizing Gen AI, and they would use Gen AI for various things. Developing your text training, translating your text training, creating virtual avatars that can even look like you but sit and talk. I will say that the virtual avatars, I I don't know if that's ready yet. They look cool. They look very cool, but when only the mouth moves, it's a little off-putting. It doesn't feel very natural. Still, if you need to be able to, take a recording and then, post it up there and have it be like your CEO talking, and he doesn't have time to sit down and do a recording, this is a very good solution. And these companies did some amazing stuff with AI. The one that impressed me the most, though, uh, and I want to say right out here that I'm not affiliated with them at all, but the one that really impressed me the most was Fuse Universal. So Fuse Universal, they started out as a company that was building content for schools. And so what they would do is they would go out to the experts, and they'd have the experts just brain dump, and they would take the brain dump and turn it into training. So they were training content developers. What they learned from that is that specifically school age kids liked having learning in a very bite-sized manner. So think of it as like YouTube, right? So they want to learn something, and they're going to look up this specific thing, and they want to be able to find that one thing, and they'll watch a video and they'll consume it and they'll run with it. And they like video because video is consuming things both in an auditory sense but in a visual sense, which is great for visual and auditory learners. Um, they then learned that if you were able to target people based off of the task that they're doing and the persona that they are, you could provide training in a bite-sized manner through those videos, through that content, and have it be very easily and quickly devoured. So now you're not training people across, boot camps. You're providing that training as needed on demand. They just click and go, and based off of who they are and the context that they're in, they're able to learn and develop and apply that learning immediately. That was pretty revolutionary. So they've continued to move along that path of taking the training that you have, developing what you don't have, but taking the training that you have and then meshing that in with people based off of who they are and what they need. So just imagine you're in Salesforce or you're in ServiceNow and you need to accomplish this task, but you're not exactly sure how to do it. Now, in the current mode, there's a knowledge base, and you can pull up stuff in the knowledge base, and it'll feed you the information, and it's all in text there. You can watch it, and that's great. Maybe there's an associated video that's going to be in the knowledge base, depending on the database. I mean, Salesforce doesn't really cater to that very well. It's got to be in an external source, and you can bring it in. That's all fascinating and everything, but with Fuse, they contain all of that, and then they provide that information for you. So fast forward to today, they've been utilizing AI. They started utilizing it about 3 years ago to do translations, to identify personas, and to have a deep understanding of the learning so that you can do a search for what it is you want, and it'll pull up not just knowledge base snippets, but it'll pull up the video and the timestamp of what's relevant to you and what you need, which is amazing. That in and of itself is amazing. So their next iteration that they're releasing this year is taking that deep understanding of your content that you are providing, that you're building, that you're adding in multiple areas, whether it's knowledge base, training, video snippets, understand, all the stuff that's out there. As it all comes together, it's building your persona training platform. If you are in HR, you should be bouncing up and down for joy, right? This is the biggest challenge that anyone in HR has, or if your HR team is not doing this, and a lot of companies, HR doesn't do this, they leave it to the departments. Department heads, you should be jumping up and down for this because it's amazing. They're able to build your learning personas and your learning paths for every employee out there. That if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know how important this is. That is just huge. So if you haven't checked them out, I would highly recommend that you check them out. Go to fuseuniversal.com. Talk with the folks there, request a demo, drop my name in there if you can. I would love for them to give me some love for this because it was just amazing. Everything that I've conceptually had in my mind as far as where training could go, they've encapsulated it. Targeted training, training as you need it, documentation as you need it. They've unified your knowledge base and your knowledge management with your training management. So you not only have an LMS, but you have a learning experience platform as well as a knowledge management platform. It's all tied together and it's all being done. It's all being managed, I would say, most effectively by AI. Okay. You've heard my conversations. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you know what I think of Gen AI in training. And I think it's cute. I think it's fine. And it's enabling, but it's not game changing. What Fuse is doing is game changing. Okay, this is going to change what knowledge and training and development is all about, because it's going to move it outside of the, oh, I need to take training because. It's going to moves it to, I need to learn this. How do I do that? And it takes care of it for you. Or I want to become this in my career journey. How do I do that? It takes care of it for you. As a manager, you're able to go in and see what it is your folks want to do, because you can see those paths and you can help coach them in that direction. This is game changing. If you don't understand how game changing this is, they've got a YouTube channel. Check out that. Have a talk with your learning team and your knowledge management team and your HR team, and just understand where they're at right now, what they understand development to be, and I then you need to turn around and talk to Fuse, because it's game changing. Everything that I wanted, they've done it. So that was my take on Devlearn, and I know I spent all my time, almost all my time, talking about Fuse, because they just impressed me so much. Um, anyway, if you like what you see, remember to hit like and subscribe. Leave some comments. If you went to Devlearn, I'd love to hear your impressions. I didn't go to any of the keynotes, so I mean, feel free to mention keynotes in there if you'd like. But I would love to hear your impressions, what you thought of Devlearn and what you took from it, because it would be great. And then, of course, leave your comments. I love reading them, and enjoy your learning journey.